Chosen one, something extraordinary is unfolding right now, something most people will never comprehend. While you've been questioning yourself, doubting your worth, and wondering why life has felt so intensely difficult, a cosmic conspiracy has been quietly working in your favor. For years, the people around you have been observing, plotting, and positioning themselves to benefit from your light, while keeping you small enough to control. But their time has run out, and yours is only just beginning. The jealousy you've been sensing is not a figment of your imagination. The subtle sabotage, the backhanded compliments, the way certain people seem to drain your energy every time you're around them, every bit of it has been real. You've been carrying a frequency that threatens their mediocrity, and they know it. Deep down, they recognize something in you that they will never possess, and it drives them absolutely insane. This message is reaching you at this precise moment, because you're about to discover why everyone's behavior suddenly makes perfect sense, and why your vindication is not just coming, it's already here. Think of yourself as a diamond buried beneath years of dirt and pressure. Everyone walking over that ground had no idea what lay beneath, but the diamond was always there, growing more valuable with each passing storm. The excavation of your true self is about to begin, and when your worth is finally revealed, the same people who dismissed you will stand in line, hoping for even a fragment of what you naturally possess. Let me tell you about the invisible war that's been raging around you. Every time you felt inexplicably drained after certain conversations, every moment you questioned your own perception of reality, every instance where you felt like you were going crazy because what you were experiencing didn't match what others claimed to see, this has been the battlefield. You've been under psychic attack from people who recognize your power, but can't even admit it to themselves. These individuals have been feeding off your energy like vampires, taking your ideas and presenting them as their own, copying your style while lacking your substance, and positioning themselves as leaders while secretly studying your every move. They've been breadcrumbing you, giving you just enough attention to keep you engaged while never fully committing to supporting your success. The game they've been playing is called Keep the Chosen One Grateful for Scraps while we harvest their magic. But Chosen One, that game just ended. The cosmic debt they've accumulated through their manipulation is about to come due with interest. Every time they diminished your accomplishments, stole your thunder, or made you feel like you were asking for too much, they were actually digging their own graves in the energetic realm. The universe has been keeping score, and the scales of justice are about to balance in the most spectacular way possible. The healing machine you've been for everyone else is officially retiring. You've operated like a vending machine of support, people walking up, inserting their problems, and expecting you to dispense solutions while asking for nothing in return. That version of you served its purpose by revealing exactly who was taking advantage of your generous nature. But your capacity for endless giving without receiving was never meant to be your permanent operating system. You've been too generous with your time, too willing to dim your light to make others comfortable, too quick to doubt yourself when others questioned your reality. Yet that version of you served a purpose. It was gathering data, learning who could be trusted with your energy, and who was merely there to take advantage. And now the download you're about to receive will show you with breathtaking clarity exactly who's been friend and who's been foe. The veil will lift, and the truth will be sharper than a blade. For the first time, you will see the entire board, every move, every motive, and every mask. And in that moment, Chosen One, you will understand not just what has been happening, but who you have become.
他就是上海超长寿的老人，至今105岁。据他自己说，长期保持健康的秘诀。
Not just what has been happening, but who you have become. The people within your circle have been having conversations about you that would shock you. With their intensity, some have secretly rooted for your failure, hoping you'd give up so their own mediocrity could feel justified. Others have been studying your resilience, trying to decode how you continue to rise from setbacks that would destroy most people. There has been a group specifically invested in your downfall, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your very existence challenges their excuses. When someone stands as living proof that transformation is possible, that success can emerge from struggle, and that authenticity carries real power, it forces everyone around them to confront their own limitations. Rather than rise to meet your frequency, they've been working overtime to pull you back down to theirs. Recently, someone in your orbit has been playing games, flaunting their busy schedule and multiple options in an attempt to trigger your insecurities and make you compete for their attention. What they didn't anticipate was your clarity. You saw right through their manipulation immediately, and your complete indifference to their theatrics has become more devastating to their ego than any confrontation could ever be. The whisper campaigns, the subtle undermining, the way certain people seem to disappear whenever you need support, but magically reappear when you have something they want. All of this has been orchestrated by their unconscious desire to keep you accessible while preventing you from recognizing your true value. They needed you to remain small enough to need them, but never powerful enough to outgrow them. What they didn't count on was the alchemy of your growth. Every attack has made you stronger. Every betrayal has taught you discernment. Every moment of isolation has forged an unshakable relationship with your inner wisdom. They thought they were breaking you down, but they were actually forging you into something indestructible. The person emerging from this process isn't just healed, they're weaponized with wisdom and armored with self-knowledge. The energy you've been cultivating through your healing journey has reached a frequency that automatically repels people operating from manipulation, jealousy, and fear. You won't have to cut anyone off dramatically or make grand announcements about who's no longer welcome in your life. Your vibration will simply make toxic connections impossible to maintain. The revelation that's about to shake your world involves the true reason for your struggles. Everything difficult you've experienced wasn't punishment, wasn't bad luck, and certainly wasn't evidence that you're not worthy of good things. It was boot camp for royalty. The universe doesn't prepare ordinary people for extraordinary destinies through ordinary circumstances. The chaos you've endured wasn't taking you away from your destination, it was taking you directly to it. Every breakdown, every moment of confusion, every time you felt like you were falling apart was actually you being dismantled and rebuilt for a purpose so significant that your old structure couldn't have handled it. The universe doesn't make mistakes with chosen ones, it simply waits for the perfect moment to reveal what was always destined to unfold. There is also something else happening that you may not have noticed yet. It connects back to a choice you made weeks or months ago that seemed insignificant at the time. That choice created a ripple effect that's been building momentum behind the scenes, and the wave is about to crash on the shore of your reality with tsunami force. You'll recognize the moment when it arrives. It will feel like destiny clicking into place with an almost audible sound. If this message resonates with your spirit, hype this video so more chosen ones like you can find it and step into their own awakening. Your sensitivity, something others have labeled as weakness, is actually your superpower. Your ability to feel deeply, to sense what others miss, and to pick up on the emotional undercurrents in any situation are not flaws that need fixing. They are gifts that needed strengthening. The same intuition that once made you vulnerable to energy vampires is about to make you unstoppable in business, relationships, and creative pursuits. What was once your pain is now your power, and what once left you vulnerable is now your greatest advantage. The rejection you once faced from people you thought mattered was never a punishment. It was redirection toward your true tribe. Every door that closed was a form of protection, keeping you from settling for less than you deserve. Every relationship that failed was clearing space for connections that will honor your worth. Every opportunity that fell through was making room for something far better aligned with your destiny. The financial struggles, the career setbacks, the romantic disappointments, none of it was random. All of it has been preparing you for a level of success that requires someone who understands both scarcity and abundance. You're becoming someone who will never take prosperity for granted, because you remember what it felt like to live without. The gratitude you'll feel for your blessings will multiply them exponentially, because you'll never forget the journey that brought you to your throne. Your competitors, critics, and doubters have no idea what's coming. They've been measuring you by your current circumstances, while the universe has been measuring you by your potential. The gap between where you are and where you're headed is so vast that when the shift happens, it will seem impossible to anyone who wasn't paying attention to your preparation process. Let me explain the energetic upgrade happening in your system right now. Your DNA is literally restructuring itself to hold frequencies of abundance, success, and magnetic attraction that would have overwhelmed your previous operating system. The headaches, the sleep disruptions, the vivid dreams, the sudden urges to change your environment. These aren't random occurrences, they're symptoms of your consciousness expanding to accommodate your new reality. The receptors that once prevented you from fully experiencing joy, pleasure, and abundance are finally opening. It's like you've been colorblind your whole life, and suddenly you can see the full spectrum. This isn't just about money, it's about your capacity to hold and enjoy everything good that life offers. When this opening completes, abundance won't trickle toward you, it will flood through you like water through a dam that's just burst. And as this happens, something powerful will trigger that your pretenders aren't prepared for. The people who present themselves as leaders, but lack authentic power, the ones who've been feeding off your brilliance, copying your moves, and trying to replicate your magic without understanding its source, will crumble.
我会想要来学任督，就是因为想要探求这个答案。那实际已经打磨任督完，原本所感受到好像能量啊，手部的能量，或是眼睛所看。
Source will crumble. When real power steps forward, imitations dissolve like paper crowns in the rain. You won't have to expose them. Your authentic light will make their counterfeits obviously fake to everyone watching. Those who've been draining your energy are about to discover that their usual tactics no longer work. Where you once felt depleted after interactions with certain individuals, you'll now feel energized. Where you once absorbed their negativity and made it your own, you'll now reflect it back so clearly that they'll be forced to confront their own toxicity. Your energy field is becoming a mirror that shows people exactly what they're bringing to the table. This transformation is making you intuitively aware of people's motivations before they speak, their needs before they ask, their deceptions before they attempt them. You're developing an internal lie detector so accurate, it will seem like mind reading to anyone observing. The manipulation that once confused you will now appear laughably transparent. Your body is also responding to this energetic shift by naturally moving toward its optimal state. The stress-related symptoms that have plagued you, the chronic fatigue from constantly being on guard, the digestive issues from swallowing too much that didn't belong to you, are all beginning to heal as your system learns to maintain proper energetic boundaries. The physical transformation happening within you isn't separate from your spiritual evolution, it's a direct reflection of it. As you step into your power internally, your external appearance will radiate confidence, vitality, and magnetism. The unmistakable glow of someone who finally knows their worth. People will notice something different about you long before they can articulate what it is. The cosmic contracts being written on your behalf are about to manifest in ways that will shock everyone, including you. The home that matches your elevated consciousness, the transportation that reflects your upgraded lifestyle, the opportunities that align perfectly with your new reality, they're already in motion. What's coming next isn't just an upgrade, it's the unveiling of the life that was always meant for you. The wardrobe you're stepping into now will express your authentic power without you needing to say a word. These aren't mere wishes or hopes, they're already done, deals being processed in the unseen realm, where all physical manifestations originate. Something diamond-related is entering your reality. Whether it's a piece of jewelry, a ring, or simply the crystal clarity of your new circumstances, this manifestation will stand as a visible symbol of your elevated status for others to witness and recognize. This isn't abstract symbolism, it's a concrete reflection of your transformation that the material world is now mirroring back to you. The people who once treated you like an option are about to see what happens when someone realizes they've always been the prize. You won't have to announce your worth or defend your value. Your energy will communicate it so clearly that only those truly ready to honor it will be able to maintain access to your presence. Professional opportunities are aligning with your gifts in ways that go beyond anything offered by the traditional job market. These positions were created specifically for someone with your unique blend of skills, experiences, and perspectives. When you step into these spaces, interviewers won't be evaluating whether you're good enough for the role, they'll be hoping they're impressive enough to attract someone of your caliber. Your creative projects, the ones you've been quietly developing in private, are about to find their perfect audience. Market demand for exactly what you offer has been building while you've been perfecting your craft. The timing of your emergence coincides perfectly with the world's readiness to receive your gifts. The financial abundance heading your way isn't coming through traditional channels that demand you sacrifice your authenticity or compromise your values. Instead, it's flowing through avenues that celebrate exactly what makes you unique, your so-called weirdness, your intensity, your unconventional approach to life. These are no longer obstacles to overcome, but your greatest competitive advantages. Meanwhile, your haters have been exposing themselves without you lifting a finger. Their attempts to copy your energy have resulted in such obviously fake imitations that everyone can now see the difference between authentic power and manufactured confidence. They've been trying to replicate your magic without understanding its source, like tracing the outline of a masterpiece while missing the soul that gives it life. The very people who dismissed your ideas are now watching those same concepts become wildly successful when implemented by others. But the success feels hollow to them because they know they rejected their chance to be part of something real. Their regret tastes bitter because they can't convince themselves it was just bad timing. Deep down, they know they failed to recognize greatness when it was right in front of them. Some of these individuals are experiencing inexplicable runs of bad luck, failed projects, and relationship disasters that seem to directly correspond with how poorly they treated you. This isn't your doing, it's simply the natural consequence of their actions returning to them through the law of cause and effect. The energy they poured into manipulation and disrespect is circling back with compound interest. Others in your circle are about to have complete meltdowns because they're losing access to you. They wanted to have their cake and eat it too, to benefit from your energy and talents while keeping you just grateful enough to accept less than you deserve. But once you begin living like you know your worth, their entire dynamic with you collapses. They'll be angry you went to events without inviting them, upset you didn't respond to their messages immediately, furious that you're no longer available for their drama. The people who thought they were doing you a favor by being in your life are about to realize they had it backwards. You were the gift in their world, and they took it for granted. When they try to reconnect after witnessing your success, you'll be operating from such a different frequency that their old tactics won't even register. You're not angry or bitter. You're simply unavailable for that level of consciousness. Meanwhile, those who supported you during your difficult times are about to be rewarded beyond their wildest dreams. Their loyalty during your darkest seasons has positioned them perfectly to benefit from your rise. The universe always honors those who honor the chosen ones, and their faithfulness is about to pay dividends they never imagined. Your influence is expanding in ways that completely bypass traditional gatekeepers. The platforms, networks, and institutions that once seemed essential for success are becoming irrelevant. As you develop direct connections with your intended audience, your authentic voice now cuts through the noise of manufactured content like a laser slicing through fog. Your strategic mind has sharpened into a focused instrument of clarity. You're no longer the restless seeker who dives down every rabbit hole. Instead, you've learned to store information in your mental vault without losing yourself in endless investigations. The impulse to chase every shiny object is gone. You're holding on to what matters because you know you'll need it at precisely the right moment. Every step you've taken counts. Every lesson you've learned matters. Every moment of growth has been building toward this culmination, this convergence where everything comes together in perfect harmony.
你看啊，它是挡住风，直接吹人，但是不影响房间的制冷。如果你家的空调也是对着床，或者是
where everything comes together in perfect harmony. People around you are beginning to make surprising discoveries about you. They're realizing you're not just a surface image, not just a pretty face. You possess wisdom earned through experiences that don't show on the outside. You don't look like what you've been through, and that will shock people who thought they had you figured out. When you speak now, you're unfiltered. You tell it like it is. That raw honesty sends shockwaves that command attention and respect. Your natural ability to connect with people's deepest needs and desires makes every interaction feel like an intimate conversation between old friends. Even when you're addressing strangers, your story becomes living proof that breakthroughs are possible. Your willingness to be vulnerable about your process builds a bridge for others, helping them cross from limitation into their own abundance. Your journey from struggle to triumph contains elements that will inspire countless others to believe in their own possibilities. The right people are already positioning themselves to help you share that story with the world. Meanwhile, the money magnet you're becoming operates on principles most people never understand. Traditional wealth building advice focuses on doing more, working harder, and grinding through obstacles. But your relationship with abundance is based on being more authentic, more aligned, more connected to your purpose. This makes your success sustainable and ever expanding, not dependent on constant effort. The passive income streams you've been establishing are about to transform into active rivers of abundance. As your visibility rises and your audience grows, money will flow to you while you sleep, travel, and enjoy life in ways that once seemed reserved for others. Your systems will scale exponentially as the demand for your unique gifts increases. Multiple revenue streams are opening simultaneously, not because you're chasing every opportunity, but because your energy signature attracts abundance through various channels. This diversification happens naturally as different aspects of your gifts find their perfect market expression. The investments you're making now in relationships, skills, and opportunities will yield returns that defy conventional logic. Your intuitive knowing is guiding you toward decisions that may look risky to others, but will reveal themselves as brilliantly strategic in hindsight. Your ability to sense trends before they're obvious gives you first mover advantages in multiple areas. Soon your phone will start ringing with opportunities you never themselves through how you show up in the world. You'll dress like someone who knows they're valuable, because you'll finally believe it completely. This new confidence radiates from your improved physical state and permeates every interaction you have. People respond to your presence differently now because you carry yourself like someone who truly knows their worth. Your posture, your voice, your entire demeanor broadcast a self-assurance that commands respect without ever demanding it. The telepathic connections forming with your true tribe mark a completely different level of human interaction. These people sense what you need before you ask, feel when something is off before you speak, and reach out exactly when you most need to hear from them. Meanwhile, the surface-level relationships that once required you to over-explain yourself or beg for what should have been obvious are falling away naturally. When you speak now, people listen with an attention they never gave you before because your words carry a weight they never carried previously. Your opinions matter because you finally claimed your authority rather than asking permission to have one. The filter you once maintained to make others comfortable is gone forever. Your raw honesty now creates shockwaves that command attention and respect, but it also naturally repels those who can't handle authentic interaction. This isn't an accident. It's your system's way of ensuring that only genuine connections survive your transformation. Your presence in meetings, conversations, and social situations now commands respect without effort. This isn't arrogance or entitlement. It's simply you occupying the space you were always meant to fill. People sense something has changed about you before you even speak. Networking, which once felt forced and exhausting, now flows effortlessly because you're attracting people who genuinely appreciate your unique perspective and contributions. Professional relationships form with ease because your authenticity creates trust faster than any strategy or technique ever could. What's downloading into your consciousness right now isn't new information. It's remembering what you've always known. Deep in your soul, you've always understood you were destined for greatness. All the conditioning that told you to lower your expectations and settle for less was never your truth. It was interference preventing you from accessing your natural inheritance. The chosen ones aren't chosen because they're inherently special. They're special because they accept that they're chosen. The difference between you and everyone else isn't talent, intelligence, or even opportunity. It's the willingness to believe you deserve everything good life offers, and to act from that knowing consistently. As your consciousness expands and your stress decreases, even your sleeping patterns improve. Your dreams are becoming more vivid, carrying guidance and inspiration that flows directly into your waking projects. Ideas are arriving with such clarity and frequency, you'll need systems in place to capture them all. The coincidences multiplying around you aren't random, they're confirmations that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Number sequences, unexpected encounters, perfect timing on crucial decisions. These are cosmic breadcrumbs leading you toward your destiny. And yet your mind will try to convince you that you don't deserve this, that it's too good to be true, that you should feel guilty for having it so easy. That's your cue to laugh and keep moving forward, because guilt is the only thing standing between you and your empire. There's an engagement, a celebration, a milestone approaching that will mark this transition, a public acknowledgement of your elevated status.
看到了吗？无论
Of your elevated status, it will feel both surprising and inevitable, like a graduation ceremony you didn't realize you'd been preparing for all along. In the coming days, you're going to receive information that feels like a cosmic download. It may arrive through a phone call, an email, a conversation, or even a dream. But when it comes, you'll know immediately that this is the game changer you've been waiting. Chosen one, something extraordinary is unfolding right now, something most people will never comprehend. While you've been questioning yourself, doubting your worth, and wondering why life has felt so intensely difficult, a cosmic conspiracy has been quietly working in your favor. For years, the people around you have been observing, plotting, and positioning themselves to benefit from your light while keeping you small enough to control. But their time has run out, and yours is only just beginning. The jealousy you've been sensing is not a figment of your imagination. The subtle sabotage, the backhanded compliments, the way certain people seem to drain your energy every time you're around them, every bit of it has been real. You've been carrying a frequency that threatens their mediocrity, and they know it. Deep down, they recognize something in you that they will never possess, and it drives them absolutely insane. This message is reaching you at this precise moment. because you're about to discover why everyone's behavior suddenly makes perfect sense, and why your vindication is not just coming, it's already here. Think of yourself as a diamond buried beneath years of dirt and pressure. Everyone walking over that ground had no idea what lay beneath, but the diamond was always there, growing more valuable with each passing storm. The excavation of your true self is about to begin, and when your worth is finally revealed, the same people who dismissed you will stand in line, hoping for even a fragment of what you naturally possess. Let me tell you about the invisible war that's been raging around you. Every time you felt inexplicably drained after certain conversations, every moment you questioned your own perception of reality, every instance where you felt like you were going crazy because what you were experiencing didn't match what others claimed to see, this has been the battlefield. You've been under psychic attack